Hey guys, Coach B, back in Marino, coming to you from Fitness Inspiration Inc. in Memphis, Tennessee, with our latest Getting Your Mind Right mental rep video blog of the week to train and condition that internal self, that emotional, spiritual, and mental self as much as we train and condition the physical by pumping it out the gym or whatever we may do for our physical fitness. All right, so this week's title is, do you want to be happy, in amazing shape, and great health? Check out the number one way you can make it happen for yourself. All right, so if that sounds cool to you, please stay tuned. What is the number one way? 8 little letters that make the word self-care. Self-care is the number one way to be happy, to be in amazing shape, and to be in great health. How so? I'll keep my explanation simple, and then I'm gonna dive into some expert reasons and facts on why it's crucial for our well-being and health. Well, when we make self-care a daily practice, we're going to be happy because we're taking care of our needs. We're not putting everybody else before us each and every day. And while that's sweet and kind and we need to do that sometimes, have you ever been in a place where, we do that so much we get burned out, or we do that so much that we get bitter because we're taking care of everybody else and squashing our needs because that's the right thing to do? Well, it's not. So when we practice self-care daily, we're gonna be happier. Life is gonna be better, all right? And how does it lead to amazing shape and great health? Well, practicing self-care means, we're actively participating in enhancing our quality of life and well-being. And so those things that we need to do because we respect our body and we're gonna take care of it, those, like fitness, making the right choices, we're gonna do it whether we feel like it or not because we make practicing self-care a priority because we love ourselves, we respect ourselves, and we wanna be the best we can for us and everybody else. So that's my simple explanation. Now, let's hear a few definitions of self-care and some perspectives on what it is and why it's crucial. All right. Self-care, defined as attending to your own needs such that you are content, focused, motivated, and on your A game. Everyone needs to make sure they take care of themselves. They need to make their own well-being and happiness a priority in their life. If you don't, who will? We are interdependent, so what I do to take care of myself has an impact on all who I interact with. When I care for myself, I care for others better too. And my last definition / perspective on self-care. Self-care is seen as a preventative, as a defense against burnout. All right, now let's go into 9 suggestions on how we can incorporate self-care into our busy routines. And these 9 suggestions come from an awesome article I found on Psych Central. I'll include the source. Check it out. Number 1, identify what activities help you feel your best. Self-care is individual. Duffy, who's a psychologist, says self-care for one person will mean something completely different for someone else. One person may need more alone time, for example, while another may nurture herself by spending more time out with friends. Number 2, put it on your calendar in ink! Exclamation. Take a close look at your calendar and carve out 1 or 2 hours for self-care and stick to it. This may take extra prep, but it's worth it. Bam. And then if you're crunched for time, try gradually increasing your self-care each month by a few minutes, okay? So it doesn't have to be all or nothing. We like that. Number 3, sneak in self-care when you can. If you don't have huge chunks of time, you can still fit in little moments of relaxation. Another psychologist said, don't wait to add self-care to your life until your schedule frees up. You might be waiting a while to forever. She suggested starting where you are, because starting is the most important step to take. True that. Number 4 suggestion for fitting in self-care. Take care of yourself physically. According to another psychologist, this means getting enough sleep, eating nutritious foods, and exercising. Quote, when you physically take care of yourself, you will reap the benefits of emotionally, psychologically, health-wise, and in your relationships. When you physically take care of yourself, you will reap the benefits emotionally, psychologically, health-wise, and in your relationships. Yeah. Number 5, know when to say no N-O. Quote, your health and well-being come first, end quote. Says psychologist, who suggested nixing anything that doesn't feel fulfilling. If you have a hard time saying no, you could check out a few of her tips for building and preserving better boundaries. I will include that link. Almost there. Number 6, check in with yourself regularly. Duffy suggested asking yourself the following critical questions. 1, are you working too much? 2, do you feel tapped out? 3, what do you need to take away and what would you like to add? Number 7, surround yourself with great people. Make sure that the people in your life are upbeat, positive, and know how to enjoy life. Last 2, number 8, consider the quality of your self-care. Quote, go for quality, especially when the quantity is lacking, Tuckman said. For instance, rather than getting sucked into channel surfing for hours, Tuckman only watches the shows he recorded. By minimizing my TV time, I have more time for other and better things. So consider the quality of self-care. And my last one, number 9, remember that self-care is non-negotiable. Remember that self-care is non-negotiable. In order to live a healthy and rewarding life, self-care is a necessity. With that attitude, it becomes very natural and easy to do. Woo-hoo. Those were the 9 suggestions on how you can integrate self-care into your life, because self-care is the #1 way to guarantee happiness, guarantee achieving amazing shape, being in amazing shape, and living in great health, all right? We gotta take care of ourselves, because if we don't, no one else is gonna do it. And it doesn't mean we're selfish. It means we're invested and we're dedicated to being the best we can be and to helping others, all right? Coach B will be back next week, but between now and then, believe it, bring it, achieve it, practice self-care. Thanks for tuning in. See you soon. Bye-bye.